Hello.
There you go. All right, we'll get started. Thanks for everyone for joining us for our second virtual hangout presented by Duckworth. We hope you guys are staying safe out at home or for wherever you guys are joining us today. We miss you guys as always and want to stay connected. So thanks for tuning in to our virtual hangout. Today we got lunch from Duckworth. What does everyone have? Jim, you got something?
I went with the Philly cheesesteak and got them for Connor and Kira too, and got free toilet paper with it. It was nice.
Val, what'd you get for lunch?
I got the steak.
Let's see. Let's see it.
No, I already ate it. That's the thing.
Okay. It is a little after.
And the sweet potato fries.
Nice. Anybody else get Duckworth? Mike, did you get something?
Yeah, so I did. I live across the street from a place called Lincoln Pin, which is owned by Duckworth. So I went there, just picked up. I went for waffles and chicken. So very healthy. It's quite good. Very happy with it.
Waffles and chicken any different than chicken and waffles?
Nope, not at all.
I recommend the buffalo chicken Philly the last time we did this on Friday, and stayed true to my word and got me one of those, James, and fresh cut fries. And I too, since I paid for Valentin's steak, I was over $20, and I too got a free roll of toilet paper.
Nice. I didn't know that was a promotion they were running. That's pretty funny, actually.
It is fun. Shows a good sense.
All right. Well, anybody else that's joining us later on, or if you're watching this back later this afternoon, go ahead and support our partners over at Duckworth. They're doing online pickup orders. So I think they have 2 locations going right now, and they have a menu online. So get some Takeout Tuesday, order from those guys, and help those guys out. As always, our chat is open. So I'll be keeping an eye on that. Send us any questions if you have any for Valentin or Mike or Jim or anybody else in the chat today. And since today was supposed to be our Open Cup game against Stumptown, and we're not getting to play that right now, I thought it'd be cool if we could go over some of our Open Cup stuff. So I wanted to, if Mike could fill us in on the history or his history of Open Cup. Tell us about your run that you had way back.
Okay, so my history does go pretty far back, actually. Probably the first one I can remember was '98 in Chicago with the Fire, when we were a new team, came into it. And just from the Open Cup, we had some pretty tight games leading into it. And then we ended up making the final. And so '98, we did the Open Cup final. We ended up doing it the week after MLS Cup. So we won MLS Cup, and then we played the Open Cup final a week later at Soldier Field. Pretty, very competitive game. We ended up winning 2-1 in overtime. So we won the MLS Cup, so we ended up doing the doubles straight off in our first year, which is pretty good. Something. And then Frank Lopez, who's a Chicago guy, actually got the game winner, so the place went nuts. Won, so a lot of fun. And then we actually probably had a better team in 2000. We lost in the MLS Cup final, but we actually won the Open Cup that year as well. So it was a pretty good run for my first couple of years professionally. Then we made in Dallas, only made 1 semifinal. So I ended up losing to LA, and then had a good run in Des Moines with an amateur team. We got into play an MLS Cup team, MLS Club team in Kansas City before losing. So that was a lot of fun for the PDL or amateur guys. And then obviously the first year here, we had a great run as well. So, but I'm sure you have trivia questions about that.
Yeah,
so
I got a little clip later on.
Hey, let's not overlook the fact that the year that we shit the bed, we still got Valentin because of it. That was pretty good. We turned a loss into a win there.
Don't get ahead of me, Jim. I'm gonna get there. I'll get there. Hey, speaking of which, what do you remember, Jim? What do you remember from our 2015 run?
God, I remember I drank a lot of beers in Boston. That was really fun. The goal, when Jorge scored that goal, the 20 minutes just hanging on was crazy. And then we went to Chicago and put the first half on those guys up there. So that was pretty fun.
Yeah. And then, well, not only that, but then the same 2015, we had the game against NCFC. That was a really good game too. That came down to the wire. Don't forget.
Yeah, we had what's his
Right.
name got a red card, right?
No, that was the after.
Next year, yeah. So we won in the 60th minute. Oh, I think I'm muted, James.
No,
you're not.
Okay. So yeah, we won the 61st, 62nd minute and hung on for dear life up there. Burner got injured, I think, that game pretty badly. We had to make some adjustments. So
yeah. So I was watching the replay the other day with the New England game that Jim's talking about. The game before, Burner, our goalkeeper, got injured, broke like a cheekbone or something, right?
Yep.
And so we had to sign Hunter Gilstrap as our starter for that game, which he was like assistant coach at that point, or was that the year after?
No, it was a year after, actually. But yeah, it was an interesting time for sure. So.
And then Valentin, obviously, infamously, your historic run last year. What do you remember from that?
I mean, at the beginning, it was I didn't really expect anything of it. But then when we beat Miami FC, that's when it kind of got big. Obviously, playing here and beating Charlotte, we were kind of not got cocky, but we were confident in what we could do. But then it came to actually, Charlotte was the best team we played that year. North Carolina wasn't good.
That's right.
We spoke about it. So it sucked the fact that we lost against North Carolina because they really weren't good. So that was just frustrating.
Then, hold on, I got a quick shout out to Matt Bow, Round and Round. Just had to sneak that in there right quick. What do you remember from traveling up from Soccer Soldiers and then after you beat the Independents? What do you remember from that last year?
So after beating the Independents?
Yeah. Because you guys blew up after that.
Yeah. After that, we blew up. After that, Nike came over and they gave us shoes and stuff. And I mean, nothing, just like you said, it kind of blew up. And then our main objective became to play an MLS side because we knew we'd get a lot of exposure playing in MLS side. And that was the main goal. So that was pretty much it. Because then obviously it came to an end quickly.
All right, so Mike actually got me. I got some questions for you later on. Some of Valentin's buds sent him in some questions that'll be pretty good. So stay tuned for that. But Mike's right. I got some trivia questions. So anybody just tune in or chat. Oh, hold on. I gotta check the chat right quick. Okay, from Thomas Finley to Coach Mike. Was Serge Danvid?
Serge Danev, yeah.
Was he on that team?
Yes, so he was. He played with us both. We had a couple of guys, Serge and then Yuri Lavernenko. That was our mob connection. But he was, I worked with Serge a couple times throughout, so he was.
All right, let's jump into some trivia. Okay. Whatever. All right. We might have already said this one, but who knows which team Mike won the Open Cup with? No team.
Chicago.
Mike. There you go.
Yeah, he said that earlier.
Yeah. Well, don't get ahead of me.
Patchy, we've been over this. You're not allowed to vote, Patchy.
I was a fan too. Shut up, Jason.
Okay. Which two USL championship teams made it the furthest last year?
New Mexico,
New Mexico.
and somebody else.
Yeah, I think it's somebody else FC.
We got to know this one. We have more. What was that?
St. Louis.
St. Louis and wait, did we already say New Mexico?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jason did.
Yeah. St. Louis got knocked out by Atlanta, who went on to win it, and New Mexico got beat by Minnesota. Okay, these get progressively harder. So here we go. What was the first year? Which year was the Open Cup founded?
Huh.
Ooh,
1908.
nope.
Taking a fire.
A little higher.
1930s.
Lower. This year would have been
1775.
7th edition, but I don't know if they did it every year.
1914.
1914. I think Caleb got that one. Where'd he go,
Is that
Caleb?
Wyckoff? Caleb Wyckoff?
I think
Yes.
so.
Ah, nice. What's up, Caleb?
What
All right, one more. Last one. Last trivia question. So there's been 2 Charlotte Derbies during the Open Cup. Can you name the goal scorers in those 2 games? This is a hard one.
Enzo.
And so got a brace in the 2017 edition. So that's 1 out of 4.
Jorge.
Jorge got 1 the year before. Now these other 2 are tricky.
Yeah. We need Dave Dixon for sure. He'll remember well.
Okay.
Yeah, text him.
Hint, this is he was a forward on the 2017 team. He wore number 9.
Calvert.
No, not Calvert.
Or was it number 8?
I think that was his only goal that year.
The cat from Cincinnati. What was his name?
Yeah.
Oh, Townsend.
Casey Townsend, yeah. Casey
Oh,
Townsend
yeah.
got 1, and then Chris Hellman got the other one on the 2017 Charlotte Derby. All right, Valentin, you ready to go on the hot seat? Answer some of these fan questions?
Sure.
I'll give you a softball to start off with. Somebody asked, do you miss your friends in Miami?
Yeah, for sure, especially now.
That's it? No shout
Yeah, I
out?
mean, what can I say? What am I gonna say? No, yeah, name one by one, no. But yeah, for sure miss them.
Okay. Jose Chavez on Instagram asked, do you miss the soldiers?
Yeah, I mean, right now the Soldiers isn't what it used to be. I miss the group of people that we had. It was just it was a really great group of people, and like outside of the field, we just got on really well, and that's what made it really special. But the group that was there when I left hasn't been there. Like most of those guys have left and have gone on to other things. So yeah.
Okay. Julian asked, this might be something you know. Julian asked, what's your favorite high school soccer memory?
Oof. Oh, we played a private school. I was big on I hate private schools, so I was big on going against them. And when we used to play them, I remember I used to always tell the referees like they put money in your pockets, stuff like that. And we played against the current 2-time defending state champions. They were undefeated for 2 years. And we went down to the wire, and I scored the game-winning PK, and it was just a packed crowd. It was definitely like a few hundred people there, and that was fun. I was at their field.
All right. Jim McPhilliamy on Zoom asks, what's your favorite place to get a Cuban sandwich in Miami?
Cuban sandwich, wow. I'm not big on Cuban food, but there's one place. It's called. I remember I went there a couple times. It's called I think Versailles. I don't know if Jim, if you've been down to Miami before.
Yeah, I know Versailles. Versailles is good. I was hoping you had like a local place that you went to. The next time I'm down, I'll try it out.
I'll find one.
Okay. Fernando Hernandez asked on Instagram, what can a defender do to make it harder for them to get past them?
For me, it's more of like if they're constantly physical, even when the ball's not there, stuff like that. For me, at least. But then other than that, because if you try to force me right, I will try to go left no matter what. So that's just it.
Okay. Well, okay. This is gonna be a hard one. This might be the hardest question out of all of them today. Okay, so for anybody who doesn't know, Valentin is Argentinian. So take your pick, Messi or Maradona?
Oh no, that one's easy. Messi.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, Messi is. I joke with my mom sometimes, like, Mom, I love Messi more than I love you. Like, I joke, but Messi to me is something else.
That's shameful. You know, Mother's Day is coming up, so just watch out.
Really? No, I'm being serious because there's a thing that ever since I moved to the United States, my mom, it's like she chooses every nationality to celebrate Mother's Day. So she celebrates the Argentinian one, the American one. So it's like we got to get a gift every single time.
Yeah, somebody help Valentina. I don't know when Mother's Day is. Is it sometime in May?
Oh, we got time.
Maybe Jim can ask this because he cooked meals during the Hounds game one time. Or I think it was hot dogs or something. But I was at that game.
Pancakes.
Pancakes, yeah.
Yeah,
Pancakes
that was
and
it.
bacon with champagne.
Yeah. My mom loved those.
All right, Valentin, next question. What's your favorite part about Charlotte since moving here?
Is it called? I don't really know the places, but I think it's called South End. You know where that place? What's his name? Hot Taco is. What is like the train track?
Yeah.
That place is pretty cool. I went there a couple times. I mean, I'm still underage, but I went there a couple times with Guido, and it's nice. Like the area, it's like modern, and it looks like a place for like, I don't know, like it's very like active, I guess. So that place for sure.
Yeah. And then Russell Varner also asked, what are you doing to stay sane during quarantine?
Sane, like mentally sane or like physically? Yeah, nothing. I guess just like listening to music. I mean, I've kind of like grown to like enjoy being on my own, but I mean, I talk with family pretty often, friends, so that pretty much.
You definitely didn't have as good as an answer as the guy that we had on Friday. Who gave the really good answer about working out and staying active and
Austin Pack.
Yeah, Austin gave a way better answer, dog. Sorry.
less true though, but.
All right, Clay Dimick on Instagram wants to know, why does everyone call you Mr. Big Time?
That's not true. No. The true story to that is that I started calling Clay Big Time, and he doesn't like it because Clay's a very like down to earth kid and guy. I mean, he's not a kid, but so I started calling him Big Time, and he gets very nervous and stuff when I call him that. He doesn't, especially when we're around the team. He hates it when I do that. So, but yeah, so we should get everybody start calling him Big Time. I know it's gonna get him.
All right, everyone help Valentin out, and when you see Clay, make sure to call him Big Time. Okay, Tino on Instagram wants to know, why are you so bad at FIFA?
I don't really play FIFA anymore. It's weird. I don't like. I have it now, but I don't really play. I don't play video games much. I only play 2K, and that's just because I don't know. I play on my own. I don't play online and stuff like that.
Gotta sharpen your skills so you can beat Tino for next time. All right, last question. Benjamin C wants to know, when are you going to score? And I guess he doesn't know that you already scored. So.
No, he does. He's just, I know him. He's a little kid. He's ruthless though when he asks these questions. That's a great question. I mean, when the season's back into play, hopefully.
Well, do you maybe you should take us through the last time they did score, the Loudon game. What do you remember from that?
Oof. That one. Yeah. I mean, I remember. That game was weird because we were debuting their field. It was the first time playing there. The grass wasn't really there. Like we played in turf, but that grass was just like weird. It was like thick. And then I don't even know what happened in that play because Nicky was like about to score and then the keeper didn't catch it. I was waiting for a foul to be called offside, something to happen. And then next thing I know, Taku slides it back and I finished it. I finished it with my right, which was kind of ironic because they always make fun of my right. And I only have one goal and it's with my right. So I always call that out. But yeah, and then it was actually also ironic because that day it was like I don't know how many months. I think it was like 7 months since or 8 since River beat Boca, and there's a famous celebration from that game, which is the one that I did. So my dad was super proud of me for doing that.
Well done. Oh, that was one of the other questions that we got, but I didn't think we needed to go over that. Somebody asked whether you prefer River or Boca. So maybe just to set the record straight, you should need to clear that one up.
Yeah, that's no question. River all day.
All right. Well, that's all the fan. Oh, we got one more on the chat. I think it's somebody from the youth club. They asked, "What advice would you give to young players coming up?"
It's always such a tough question. I don't know. I'd say to, at the end of the day, believe in yourself and don't think that like there's a certain path to go. I feel like in the United States, they force you to say, okay, you need to go to college, you need to do this, you need to do that. And that's how you maybe will get a chance to go pro. But I feel like obviously my route was different to everybody else's. And I mean, that's just because I kept on grinding and believing in myself and stuff. I have a lot of friends that would train with me and then one day they stopped training with me and then they're not playing soccer anymore, which is fine. That's what they chose to do. But if you really want this, I guess just keep training, even if it's on your own, even the days you don't want to get up, because that used to happen to me. I mean, it still happens to me. Some days you just don't want to get up and you have to. But
like today.
Exactly.
All right, we had one more fan question on Twitter. This one's for Mike. Matt Bow Rounded Round asked, you played for the U.S. men's national team and then served as a scout in the 2010 World Cup. How would you compare those two experiences with the U.S. men's national team?
Very different experiences for sure. So I played back in 1985, and just even organizationally, is so much different in terms of the professionalism, the setup, the game day setup, etc. Than it was in 2010, and obviously 2010. Everything was so much more professional, and just that was one of my my best experiences, was just being a scout at the World Cup, and more or less just going around to different games and watching and scouting teams, and sort of staying ahead of the U.S. schedule. It's just a tremendous experience, obviously, for me. But just in terms of the overall organization, the professionalism of the national team, it was really different in the sort of 25 years between the two of them.
That's cool. I think we'll have to, if anybody can find a picture of Mike when he played for the U.S. men's national team, bonus points for next go round. We'll get you.
Coach Mike, who's the coach then?
Guys, so you really tested my memory banks. And I want to say it was Alcas Panagoulis, but it wasn't. So I'd have to go back. We played Ecuador in New York, and then Canada home and away, Vancouver and Portland. So I'd have to go back and even try and look it up. So,
all right. It wasn't Walt, was it?
No, it was not Walt.
He was done then.
The foreign coach. It's international.
All right.
So.
Did you have long flowing hair?
I had slightly longer hair than I have now, for sure. And more of it, definitely.
Mike, can I show them a picture? I found it.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll live with it.
Nice.
For the Minnesota Strikers days, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're butting up against our 40-minute limit on Zoom, so I just want to give a special shout out to Duckworth for helping present today's lunch chat, our virtual hangout. If you haven't already, for lunch, got some takeout. Do it for dinner. Takeout Tuesday. Support our local partners. Support any kind of restaurants. We know they need our help right now and all that good stuff. So And then also tune in on Friday. We have another virtual hangout. That one's another lunch at noon, that presented by Famous Toastery. So send in your orders. We're gonna have special guests, Shalom Duty and Hugh Roberts, as well as Mike Jeffries, and Jim will be on that as well. So send in your questions for that. And then thanks for hanging out with us today. It's been pretty fun. We got a few more of these. Wait, is somebody trying to say something?
Sabella, I think you got to give a shout out to Tiffany. That's your #1 fan there, man.
Yeah, Carter.
That is your #1 fan. I bumped into him at a Dunkin' Donuts, and he was asking me where you were one morning.
When we did the Che Gaucho dinner, those guys chatted it up for the entire time.
Yeah, when we went to dinner.
All right, so send in your questions for Friday. Shalom Duty and Hugh Roberts will be on. And have any other questions? Shout them out right quick.
James, just a real quick little teaser. Next week, we're going to have a really cool announcement coming out with Noda Brewing Company, which is going to cause us to book another virtual happy hour. So stay tuned for that. It's really cool for the Independence soccer family and our brand, and just it should be a lot of fun. So look forward to that, and we'll set out an invite to everybody to join us in that celebration.
Cool. Thanks, Tim. Special shout outs to Jim and Mike and Valentin for joining us today. Thank you guys for answering our questions, and see you Friday. See you guys.
See you guys.